invitado conmigo a Jasmine Cephas Jones, que dio vida a Mariah y Peggy en la producción original de Hamilton, y que ahora recupera al personaje de la película Blindspotting, Ashley, en la serie que veremos en StarzPlay. So, Jasmine, thank you so much for being here with me. And first of all, I wanted to ask you that the movie was mainly about Colin and Miles' friendship and everything that surrounded that. But now the show is focused on Ashley, your character. So what has it meant to have the chance to play her again after a couple of years and with much more depth than in the movie?
I think, just what you said got me really excited to explore Ashley. I think in the movie, we created some backstory for her and who she is, but this time, I really got to dig into who she is as a woman and just her perspective on this whole Blindspotting world. I got a call from David and Raphael almost 3 years ago that they wanted to continue this story, but through Ashley's perspective, and they wanted to make it a TV show. So, I've been sitting with Ashley and who she is for a very long time. And it's just so exciting that, it finally came together after talking about it for so long, and all the drafts and different stories of what she went through, what she doesn't go through anymore, and, the new people and new characters. So it almost felt like we were starting from the beginning, kind of bringing into something what we already had, but really making a twist on it. And, so it did, it felt like a brand new project, and the show really stands on its own, even though, even if you've never seen the film before.
Yeah, and at the beginning of the show, Ashley is forced to change her life, and she basically becomes like a single mother in Auckland. So which themes and fears related to that really complex situation appealed you the most?
I don't think it was about one more than the other. I think what I actually loved is that we were really able to talk about multiple situations in the whole show. I think what's so cool is that we have a bigger platform now and more time and more, more space to be able to write about all of these things and how all of these things affect me, my character, and all the other characters in the show. I think what's really cool is that a lot of the times you see what goes on with the prisoner in the prison system, but this time we get to see how it affects the people outside, and particularly the women. It's a very female-driven show, and we have female writers in the show, we have female directors, we have female producers, and Starz is very heavy on the female voice. And I think that was really important to me. It was important to David and important to Raphael as well. So it's, we really, made it it was an important theme that we really got to hear from the women this time.
I also wanted to ask you about that, because I watched the first 3 episodes, and it's amazing the atmosphere in the house in which Ashley and her show moved to. And how was it to build that a typical but empowered family with Helen Hunt and Jaylee Barron?
What I absolutely love is how all of these characters are so different. There's also a generational gap between Ashley, Trish, and Rainey. What I love is that when the show sets up these really interesting and amazing characters, and in every scene you just want to see them play out. You're like, how do these people handle this situation, and how do these? I think it's such a strong, crazy dynamic of Ashley, Rainey, and Trish. I think what's really going on there is really kind of a power struggle. And, you know, you have these very, very all three strong women and with their own beliefs and really stand their ground. And throughout this season, we see them kind of all fall back a little bit and let each other sort of breathe, and let each other have space for each other. You know, I think when we first see in the first episode, there's really no space for anyone. And I think throughout the season, space has been made, because I think at the end of the day, these women value each other, and, you know, there is a lot of love there.
And one of the distinctive things of the show, and one thing that helps like show the inner world of all those characters, is the musicality of the show that was already a thing in the movie. And I think that here it expands. It's not just rapping, it's also dancing. And you as an actress and also a musical artist, how was it for you to mix the comedy, the drama, and the singing and rapping?
I mean, it's a whirlwind. I think it's awesome. This show is really like, you know, it's like, you know, I really get to do everything in this show. You know, it's really like a dream. And the way Ashley gets to it, she gets to express herself through so many colors and you just see so many different sides of her with just through the storytelling, you know? And so it's a dream. It's a dream to get to do it with my friends. You know, it's a dream to be able to throw ideas and get heard, and, you know, really go back and forth in what's the coolest way to present this situation. So.
And my last question, you were saying that it's really cool to have your friends by your side while doing the show. I'm a huge Hamilton fan, and for me it's really amazing to see this show co-developed by David Diggs and also with Rafael Casal. And in the first episodes, we get to see a couple of nice scenes with Anthony Ramos. So how is it for you to have this important part of the Hamilton family next to you in this new project?
You know, a lot of the cast from Hamilton, they've become family to me. And it really it's just like a family affair, to be honest. There's no better feeling to act with and perform with people that you love and support and that you care about, you know? And we tend to do that a lot with each other. I think we all care about each other, but we are all huge fans of each other at the same time. And, you know, it's always a dream when you get to work with your friends.